So I think, given the way this program has evolved, that it's pretty clear that we Democrats in Somerset are pretty resilient. We're still outnumbered insignificantly by Republicans in this county, but we are pretty seriously outnumbered by people who lean Republican. But year after year, the quality of our candidates is far superior to theirs. Our ideas are better, and the governments in this county that are Democratic dominated are more efficient. They're simply better at it. We are better at it. Nonetheless, our county government and most of our towns are still dominated by Republicans. But we're making progress. Last year, we elected our third mayor, Mayor Corradino. And as a result of the election last year, we have 5 towns that are in play, that weren't in play. We can actually get control this year of 5 more towns, which would bring our control to 8 towns. Pretty cool. You know, it's funny, I've talked about the blue wave in this county. I'm sort of waiting for it, but you know, this year, I think that there's going to be a seismic shift. That there's some hurricanes out there. There's Hurricane Simon, there's Hurricane Romney, there's Hurricane Ryan, and I'm thinking those hurricanes might actually push that blue wave. So it'll actually take over Somerset County and we're going to make a difference. Our Somerset constituents, they may lean Republican, but they are socially liberal. They are people who care about the people against whom the Republicans are waging war. They are people who care about marriage equality. They care about women's health. They care about all of the things, the right to bargain, the right to get paid a fair dollar for the work you do. So they're not going to sit still when the Tea Party comes through this county, and that's who these hurricanes are fueled by. When the Tea Party comes through this county and wants to storm into our bedrooms and impoverish our poor, not going to happen in this county. So my message is we can win. All it takes, all it takes, is your hard work. We need to work together. We've got to be willing to keep climbing. This is, you know, I keep trying to be optimistic year after year. It's been 4 years now. And, you know, just like Obama promised to reduce the deficit by half, I think I promised to turn the county blue. It's taken a little longer than I expected, but, you know, me and Obama are on the same page there. We have to keep climbing even if it feels like we're climbing Sisyphus. But what helps us scale that mountain are the candidates that we have selected, that you guys have selected. You know, you've heard, I need to tell you, before I even get to the local candidates, Senator Smith, who comes to every one of our events when he can, also lost his mother this week. This is just, you know, you guys know I lost my mom too this year. This is not a good year for mothers, so you guys hug them, hold on to them. Anybody who's got them still, it's difficult. It's certainly difficult for Barbara, and Senator Smith called me today and said, you know, Peg, I'd really like to come, but I'm just feeling sad. And so, like, I impart those thoughts to you. I'd like to have him here. He's a nice guy, he's a funny guy, he's a good senator, but he's not here tonight. So, what we have are our local candidates, and let's go. In Bedminster, we have an elected official, believe that or not, in Bedminster, Carolyn Freeman. We have 2 great candidates, Gail Solomon Canty and Sasha Wolf. Now, you guys may not believe this, but we are going to take Democratic control in Bedminster this year. board, Charles Ader, who's also a commissioner on the tax board. So Charles is on business, otherwise he sent me 4 emails today telling me how much he really wanted to be here and couldn't be. So this is a guy who's totally committed to all of us. So let's recognize Charles. Now, in Bernards Township, it says that the chair is Dave Ferdinand, but I think the chair is really Dottie Schleifer. Certainly Dottie is an important part of that organization and the backbone of that organization, so thank you, Dottie. And this year, in addition to Dave Ferdinand, we've got a candidate who's near and dear to my heart. He was acceptable enough to me to marry my sister, and then many years later I actually turned him into a candidate for Township, Michael Money. Chairman Bob Frawley is taking a year off, but Bob, we recognize your efforts. Bound Brook, Karen Carroll. And in Bound Brook, we have Councilman Vinnie Petty and Councilman Tony Prezatelli, who are currently serving. And running this year, Councilman Vinnie Petty and Lisa Bogart. And Councilman Benaletta is not here, yes, but in Ranchburg, Louis Kane. Bridgewater, Regina Wellman. Regina's doing a great job in Bridgewater, and she's found a tremendous candidate, Bill Metz, who is running. I think he's out knocking on doors right now, right, Regina?
Right, yeah.
Thank you.
And Joan Pritchard.
Oh, Joan, we'll get to Joan. Oh, and Joan Pritchard. Joan Pritchard is running, but Joan Pritchard gets to speak, so it's okay. One of our, it's got to be our favorite towns are towns run by Democrats. So right now, my favorite town, because it has the most, maybe it's I have 2 favorite towns, run by the most Democrats, is the one chaired by Joe Danielson, Franklin Township. And what's cool about your town is it takes me a long time to get through it because we have elected officials, Councilman Vassanella, Councilman Prasad, Councilman Kimberly Francois, Councilwoman Raj Sherman, Councilman Ted Chase, Councilman, I see Councilman Phil Kramer, Deputy Mayor Phil Kramer. Councilman Brian Regan is not here, yes? No? Okay. Former Mayor John Clyde.
Yeah.
We have a Board of Education President, Talitha Brown. Commissioner Dan Glicklick. And let's see, did I miss anybody? My former executive board member, Jerry Fudge. Most people, I'm not sure who reads the programs that we put out. This year we put the program out pretty late, but we sent invitations out to you all. Well, I got a call from Jerry Fudge saying, where's my name? You know what? If I knew you wanted your name on there, I would have put it on there. So what I did is I put it back on the executive committee so that we have her name on there next year. Let's give her a round of applause. Just for Karen. Excuse me? Oh, Johnny Tibbs, one of my best foot soldiers, Johnny Tibbs. All right, let's see. Have I announced everybody correctly yet? I'm not sure. Am I missing anybody? JFK Club President.
And my mailman.
And Joe Danielson, mailman. Greenbrook. Greenbrook is another one of those towns that can be blue this year. Melanie Miranda, you're doing a great job. We have a couple of people sitting on council right now, Eddie Pfeiffer and Carrie Benscotter. And Melanie and her team have picked some great candidates. I've actually had the pleasure of meeting and spending some time with both of them. Tom Tebus, who ran last year as well, and David Green. Tom and Dave are both people who have been active in the community. They're involved with the local township organizations, which I think makes them more than viable, and we're looking forward to your victory party. And Hillsborough, Mike Goldberg. And Mike Goldberg is also a candidate in Hillsborough. Mike's soon to be committeeman or councilman in Hillsborough. Mike Goldberg and Jim Farber. And I just want, Will Cole ran for assembly in the 16th district several years ago and just did a great job. I just want to recognize him, and Will, we're hoping to get you back involved in on the tickets. And then there's Manville, another town that's Alan Harwick has done a great job as chair because he keeps all these guys listening to him and doing what he asks them to do. But Mayor Cordino, we are so thrilled to be able to vote you. And Councilman Ed Komorowski. And they found two guys, one of whom you know from last couple of years ago, who are going to make a great team, a great Democratic team on the Manville Council, Ron Skurkench and Mark Greger. And we have somebody in this room who was the very first Democrat ever elected to anything in Somerset County. His name is Joe Patero. He was a mayor. He was a mayor and an assemblyman. Thanks, Joe. He blazed the trail. It's taken us a long time to wend our way up it, but we're trying. In Billstone, Mayor Ray Heck. Is the mayor here? I said he was coming. Anyway, Ray's doing a great job. Ray still, my favorite Ray story is, he says, don't worry about Millstone, we win every year. The way we win is we have the kids come to the polling places and vote on what piece of playground equipment we're going to add to the playground. And so every year the kids drag their parents to the polls, they vote on the playground equipment, and they vote for Ray and whoever he tells them to vote for. So, pretty good. Montgomery, Keith Hubby is not here, but and his candidates are not here. They're knocking on doors. But we have a couple of people from Montgomery. The candidates in that town are Mark Petrask, who ran for assembly several years ago and has a good chance, I think, right, Brian?
Yes.
Good chance to win in Montgomery. And Andrea Bradley, who's on the school board in Montgomery, who also, I think, is going to have a good shot. And, you know, we once had a Democratic majority in Montgomery. It's time to get one back. And my equally favorite town in this county, North Plainfield. We have a great mayor in Mayor Mike Giordano. And he's got a team with him. He's got Councilman Skip Stabile, Councilman Larry Laurent, who is here, Councilwoman Mary Forbes, Fiona Miller. Councilman Frank Brigetti. Councilman Doug Singletary, who went home to tend to a bride. And Councilman Ed Merrill. And this year, although they tell me there's nothing to worry about, a whole bunch of them are up. Which means I guess we could lose control in North Plainfield, but it's not going to happen on our watch, right, Mike? The candidates, Mike Giordano's running, Fiona's running, Frank Brigetti's running, and Skip Stadil is running. And they're running hard, they're walking, they're doing what it takes. Thank you, guys. And we have the former mayor, Janice Allen, is also here. In Raritan, poor Vic Legini asked to be excused tonight because he's about to have back fusion surgery, and he said, I can't stand or sit for more than 15 minutes, and I said, well, you know, I'm going to talk longer than that, so you don't have to talk. But he did send his candidates, Councilman Joe Lick, and Estella Iosi. Raritan's another one of those towns that really ought to be democratic, and it was once, it will be again, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Somerville. Councilman Rob Wilson is the chair. And he too has a bunch of electeds sitting alongside him. Councilman Dennis Sullivan. Council President Jane Kabuta. Councilman Tom Mitchell. The candidates this year, and they better win, Rob Wilson and Tom Mitchell. We also have former Councilman Ken Utter here with us. Ken, they made a mistake when they didn't re-elect you, so I'm hoping that you'll come back someday soon. And Margaret Weinberger. South Boundbrook. Where's my favorite ex-chair? Ah, way back there. Chairman Maurice Spinell. And she has elected officials in that town, Carol Schaffer, Kathy Connor, and Michelle Gala. And she's running Carol Schaffer and Augie Carlton. Let's see, Watchung. Watchung is not here. That means Keith Ballard must be writing himself in again this year because he hasn't given us a candidate and he's not here. So Keith Ballard is the chairman and Keith Ballard is the candidate. Make sure you vote for him if you live in Watchung. Let's have a round of applause now for our 28 deserving local candidates.